Hello, Alfred.
Hi there. Welcome back. And we just saw each other over last weekend at the Free Your Mind conference. We have the privilege today, joining us on Exopolitics TV, is Mr. Jay Parker, who was born into a multi-generational satanic Illuminati family and received monarch trauma-based mind control as a child. For the first 7 years of his life, Jay was subject to satanic ritual abuse in a large cult setting. And Jay now speaks on recovery and healing methods for satanic ritual abuse survivors. He discusses in detail neurological and biological discoveries related to ritual abuse, and reveals a specialized holistic approach for satanic ritual abuse healing. Welcome, Jay.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great. Well, I thought that we could cover 3 topics in this hour-long interview. The first topic, this is really sort of a first interview in this area for our channel, Exopolitics TV. And starting with the subject of satanic Illuminati penetration, no pun intended, of U.S. and world society. Now, what I found amazing, and if you just give me a moment, is that I began doing research, and I'm just going to where people would normally go to do research. They would say, allegations of cult-based abuse is the most extreme scenario of satanic ritual abuse. During the initial period of interest, satanic was used to describe a network of Satan-worshipping, secretive intergenerational cults that were supposedly part of a highly organized conspiracy engaged in criminal behavior such as forced prostitution, drug distribution, and pornography. These cults were also thought to sexually abuse and torture children in order to force them into a lifetime of devil worship. Now, I want to get to this one sentence. And if you, as a survivor, could sort of come back to this theme. This is from Wikipedia. No evidence of any of these claims has ever been found. And it has 4 different footnotes to that. So it's clear that even in Wikipedia, there is an institutional cover-up of our very topic that we're addressing today, which is the satanic Illuminati networks. And you come here as being born into a multi-generational satanic Illuminati family, as a witness to that. And we're all very appreciative because, at least I myself, have no personal knowledge of that. So if you could talk to us maybe for the next 10 or 15 minutes or more about the satanic Illuminati multi-generational families and what that's all about. How did it come about? How extensive is it? And what are their aims, their methods, all of that?
Well, my father and his family joined the Illuminati in the 1720s, long before Adam Weishaupt declared the Illuminati in Bavaria in 1776. The Illuminati and other dark occult networks goes back probably to the cataclysm on Earth at 9,600 BC. After that cataclysm, the human race in the Earth was in a state of shock and dismay. At that particular time, from my research, I would say the dark occultists in restarting civilization in India and in Babylon decided why not take over the whole ball of wax? Keep people in the dark, and we'll be basically the evil priestcraft that controls their minds. The history of the Illuminati that I know of from my parents goes back to 3000 BC with my mother, Josette Parker, a school teacher. And she went to Dickinson College and met my father there. I believe Dickinson College in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, is a huge CIA Illuminati college. Most of the friends my mother introduced the family to from her time in college were all cult members. But basically, let's start with an overview of the history of the Illuminati and try to figure out where these elite families came from and how they achieved godlike status in the world today. One of the best authors to read if you're researching reality rather than watching television is an author by the name of Joseph P. Farrell. He has many books on the secret Nazi programs for science and space technology. But he also has written 2 books on banking. He calls these books Babylon's Banksters. And Babylon Banksters tells an interesting story of prehistory, Alfred, you'll find interesting. Back in the time of, say, 3000 BC, the West, the Mediterranean and Babylon and Egypt, considered gold the number 1 high-value mineral. In the East, China, Malaysia, it was considered to be silver. On both Asia and the Mediterranean region, it was a 50-to-1 ratio of gold to silver or silver to gold. What these dark occultists set up in their trading partners in the Asia was that they would go to Asia from the Mediterranean with a nice amount of silver and buy gold at 50-to-1. And they would come back with a load of gold from Asia, purchased for a low price. And then they would turn that in, buy a little bit of silver, and they would go back and forth. And basically, each trip, you were accumulating more and more gold. So eventually, after 1,000, 2,000 years of this gold and silver trade, certain families, certain oligarch families that were dark occultists, basically ended up with all the gold. And I'd say around the time of Christ, throughout the world, gold was considered the number 1 commodity. So that's how they became richer than God. And once you have the money, you're able to corrupt politicians, royalty, and basically slowly control society. The dark occultists have basically been controlling religion in the West since 3000 BC with the start of Zoroastrianism. The duality Zoroaster religion basically is an archonic religion that states that the supreme being, the supreme God, creates both good and evil. Well, if you have a God that creates both good and evil, where is there for you to hide? There's really no safe place for your consciousness because you never know what the trickster God is going to do. This fits in well with the dark occult mentality of keeping people in fear. So as you study Judaism, as you study some of the twisted cults out of Judaism, like the Zadokine, who are extremely radical, you see that the patriarchy just from Zoroastrianism, 3000 BC, just keeps marching further and further away from a society where men and women are equal to a patriarchal society that's basically very domineering. The controllers who control the financial institutions and the political institutions become more and more violent. And then, of course, eventually with the destruction of the Gnostics and the Illuminati making Christianity the state religion, then you have all of the egalitarian societies that were focused around nature worship and equality between the sexes being butchered in Europe first for, I guess, we're talking 700-800 years of total just genocide. There's a story of Charlemagne going into a village during a May Day festival in Germany and just slaughtering 5,000 people. And to get a grasp of the Illuminati religion that is Christianity, I would highly recommend the book Not in His Image by John Lamb Lash. Most people don't understand what the true ancient classical world mystery cults were about. The cult of Dionysus, the cult of Attis, the cult of Mithra. These were all mystery schools that basically served as metaphors for human consciousness. The stories of these gods were never considered to be real or alive or historical. They were metaphors for aspects of consciousness. But in the classic mystery schools of the Gnostics, people went there to be taught. They went there to learn crafts and trades. They went there to become initiates of the basic religion of a balanced brain. If you know the truth about humanity, that we have two hemispheres, a left and a right hemisphere, and to become a fully aware spiritual human being, you need to balance your masculine and feminine aspects, the left and right side of your brain, and form a coherent walk in your life where you're neither an abuser nor a victim. The Illuminati know this, and so all their religions basically focus on making someone right brain imbalanced, which would be a New Age religion person. So they become a doormat for any corruption that's in the world, or a left brain adherent or imbalanced person, which would be Christianity or Islam, where you have to march around the world killing all the infidels and all the savages.